Are we being scammed by Bandai Namco's DLC character choice? There's been a lot of scrutiny and criticism regarding the DLC character choice for Season Pass 1 and Season Pass 2, with a lot of people pointing out to the fact that most of these characters should have been on the base Tekken 8 roster at launch, as well as the fact that most of these DLC characters were already sold to us as DLC back in Tekken 7. So I want to give my take on this whole situation, how I feel about the overall roster of Tekken 8, who should have replaced who, and my overall thoughts about the Season Pass situation and Namco reselling us these DLC characters for Tekken 8. Okay, so let's first talk about the base launch roster, and this roster in my opinion was very safe. It did not feel disappointing, but it did not feel exciting either. It did not feel hype. It was just a very safe launch roster. There are characters that were exciting for me, characters like Reina, an awesome newcomer, very hype, very exciting. Raven making it back to the game was super hype for me and a lot of people as well. And then there are a lot of characters that I felt just did not deserve to return, at least for the base launch roster. Now this is purely subjective. I'm sure you guys all have your opinion on characters. This is a very subjective topic, by the way, so you might not agree with me, and I'm okay with that. So for me, there are 4 characters that should have not been on the base launch roster. So these are Leo, Claudio, Shaheen, and Panda, right? So let's start with Leo. Leo, of course, we all know this, guys. We've been shit talking Leo for the longest. This character is very bland. Fighting style is very... There's nothing exciting about Leo. Like, the character is just non-existent, bro. The same thing Leo suffers from is exact same problem that Shaheen has as well. Very bland. They try to add some flair to the character in Tekken 8 with the ending, you know, the whole storyline being Lily's bodyguard, but like, there is just nothing there. Now, I like Shaheen, I like how he plays, but as a character, there is just no excitement, man. He's a very boring character. Panda, we don't need 2 fucking bears in the game. Let's be honest. I'm okay with Kuma. I actually like Kuma in this game. I like the idea of, you know, Kuma being Heihachi's pet. Like, that's just sick to me, right? And his storyline was pretty good as well, missing his master, like, until they fucked it up by bringing back Heihachi. But like, other than that, I actually do like Kuma being in the game. We just don't need 2 fucking bears, Namco. Like, why, bro? Why? Oh my days, bro. And then Claudio. Now, Claudio is a very interesting topic. I like Claudio, but I feel as though he could have come as a DLC, and I mean like somewhere in like season 4, season 3, bro. Like, I don't think Claudio is that exciting to me, at least more than the characters that are missing, or some of the characters that are missing. But I do understand bringing him back, right? They needed some original characters from Tekken 7 to make the roster. But like, yeah, I think Claudio could have come later as DLC. So for me, these are the 4 characters that stand out. I have no problem with all the other characters on the roster, but like, I do understand if there are more that you guys don't like. So let's first talk about the idea of which characters in the Season Pass, both Season Pass 1 and Season Pass 2, should have been on the base roster. So who would replace these 4? So in my opinion, number 1 is Eddie, bro. Like, Eddie not being main roster was a fucking crime. Someone needs to pay, bro. Like, why? Like, Eddie is so iconic. Like, if you ask someone that doesn't play Tekken, someone that's like maybe old in their 30s, they say, oh, I know Tekken, bro. Like, I used to play Eddie and just smash buttons. Like, that was Eddie. That is Eddie. So for this character to come as a DLC is just crazy to me. So Eddie would be the first character to replace one of these 4. And the second, or let's say second and third, should be Lydia and Fakumram. These are new. These were new original Tekken 7 characters that carried a lot of weight. Same applies to Leroy, but Leroy actually made it to base roster. So in my opinion, I feel as though all the 3 new characters from Tekken 7 should have been on base roster. And that leaves the final slot, and this for me should have been Armor King. Of course, Armor King has been confirmed to be the 3rd DLC character for Season Pass 2. But yeah, this character was so overly loved in Tekken 7, so massively popular, that I feel as though he should have been base roster. And that brings to the point of the base roster just not being super exciting, feeling very safe. If we had like these sort of characters, I think they could have been a lot more excitement. The other point I want to make is the base roster does not feel exciting because there are not a lot of old school returning characters outside of Raven and June. There was so much excitement, so much hype over June, which admittedly did die down. Like, bro, like June players, man, what are you doing, bro? Why is no one playing June? Like, I thought she'd be like top 5, bro, in terms of usage rates or usage stats. But like, I was so shocked, like no one is playing June. Like, maybe it's because she went anime, she got these lights and shit. Like, I do get it. Not many people like the way she plays, but like, I'm just surprised. Raven has not always been popular in terms of usage rates, and this is mostly because of how the character plays. He is a very complicated character. You can't just pick up Raven and mash buttons. So I do understand why he's always low in terms of usage stats, but in terms of people loving the character, like Raven is up there. There was so much hype when this character is revealed. So this is part of what I say is missing in terms of excitement for the Tekken 8 base roster. No older characters on the roster. So they could have thrown in a Bruce there, they could have thrown in a Bake, thrown in an Ogre or a Jinpachi, just to have a bit more of that excitement. But again, they decided to go more safer on their approach to this roster. And let's talk about the point of Tekken 8 reselling us DLCs from Tekken 7. So we have Lydia, we have Anna, we have Fakumram, and we have Armor King, who were all DLC characters back in Tekken 7 as well. And a lot of people are upset about this, admittedly so. It feels very scummy. Now, one thing I want to point out is this is not just a Bandai Namco thing or a Tekken thing. This happens in Street Fighter as well. So Street Fighter 5 had Ed as a DLC character. It also had Akuma as a DLC character, and both of those characters have come as DLC characters in Tekken 8 as well. So people are shitting on Namco a bit too much on this, knowing Capcom do the same shit as well. So just trying to point that out. Now, I do agree, I'm not a huge fan of this. It does not feel as though we're buying new characters, it just feels we're paying for characters we've had already, right? It just feels so frustrating having to buy the same DLC character twice, right? That's in the last 4 years, basically. The last 4 years, or buying the characters again, which just feels very, very scummy. So like I said, all these characters I've mentioned should have been on the base roster. Anna maybe could have come later, maybe season 3, season 4. But like, man, it just doesn't feel right. It feels very off. So they should have been on the roster and had other characters come in later in the season pass. Another point I want to bring out is a lot of people are attached to their characters. Everyone, of course, has their main. So it's very difficult to satisfy everyone in terms of character choice. Like, imagine if Zafira didn't make it, or let's say Claudio, or even like Asuka, right? Although Asuka can't miss, let's be honest. People would have been mad, like, oh my days, this character should have been on the roster. Like, what the hell is Namco doing? So it feels as though you just can't satisfy everyone in terms of which characters you choose to bring. And I do get that point. Namco might find it difficult. They just chose to play it safe, chose to bring like characters that are genuinely loved, basically. And it's difficult. Like, it's difficult, guys. Like, I don't know what I would do if we had Master Raven. You know, I've been talking about Raven for the longest, so I don't know what I would do. And I do get it. It's a very difficult task, honestly. But like, some other characters, man. Like, why did we have 2 bears in the game? That could have been a Bruce. It could have been an Ogre. It could have been an Armor King. But now, instead, it's 2 fucking bears. Like, like, why? So with that said, I feel as though Namco need to hit the ball hard come season 3 or DLC season pass 3. I hope the game does make it to season 3, right, at this rate, but hopefully we do make it there. And I mean, Namco have to bring some really strong characters, or like some really missed characters, and I don't mean Bob's or Miguel's. Of course, I have nothing against Miguel, but I feel as though at this point we need some older characters, guys. Some older characters that have been missing. Characters like Bruce, characters like Ogre, right? Even like a Jinpachi. I think that would bring a bit more excitement because people are like, oh, damn, that's pretty cool. How will this character play in the Tekken 8 engine, right? Like, how are they going to be reworked? If we get a Bob, it won't be as exciting because we had the character in Tekken 7 recently, so it's like, And considering the characters we've been getting in Season Pass 1 and Season Pass 2, there's just no excitement there. Maybe a Slim Bob, I would be hyped for a Slim Bob. But like, yeah, it just doesn't feel right, bro. So this topic is very deep, guys. It is frustrating, and I do agree we are just buying the same shit from Tekken 7, and it's kind of fucked up. But like, at the end of the day, how can you satisfy everyone by picking characters? Like, I want to hear your takes, guys. Like, I want to hear your character choice. And by this, I'll just talk about how everyone's choice will be different in the comment section. Like, I want you guys to like go crazy in terms of which characters should have missed the base roster and who should have been there instead. And I just want to prove my point on how everyone will have a very, very different opinion on which characters should have made it and which characters should have been DLC characters. So you guys let me know who should have missed. So yeah, Season 1 and Season 2 have been pretty meh. Though Season 2 is a bit better, because Armor King and the new character are pretty hype. Even Fuck isn't all that bad because we are missing Muay Thai. But there is not that much excitement because again, these are characters that should have been on the base roster, and we were not supposed to be buying them more than once because we bought them already back in Tekken 7. So hopefully Season 3 does hit hard. That is my take on this whole situation, guys. You let me know how you feel. Like I said, I want to hear your takes in the comment section. And like, what is your speculation on the new character? What do you think there are going to be as well? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that as well. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. It's a new month. I took a few breaks. The last 2-3 days, didn't upload anything. But it's a new month, so I have to go hard with content as well. We are expecting a new balance update in the next 2-3 days, if I'm not mistaken. If this update is good, I'm going back to doing some guides. I know a lot of people have been requesting for character guides. I know, guys, they are coming. The game has just been very volatile and very unpredictable in the way it is. So hopefully these changes do affect the game in a sense where I can actually start putting out guides and not expect major changes after that as well. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for taking time to watch my video. Made this far, don't forget to that like button and subscribe if you're new. And as usual, with the friend that be ever in your favor. GG, name gang.